networks. We started discussing about one learning algorithm. Which was the learning algorithm which we started discussing? Does anyone remember? It was about back propagation algorithm. Back propagation. So back propagation means backward propagation of errors. Okay. So last class I mentioned that in back propagation, what you're actually doing is you're trying to fine tune the weights of the neural network based on the error rate what is obtained in the previous iteration. Okay. So if you're properly tuning the weights, so that will allow you to reduce the error rate, and thereby you can make the model more reliable. Okay. So for that purpose, you have two steps here. One is called the forward pass, and second one is what is called the backward pass phase. Okay. So in forward pass, what you're doing is you're trying to compute the output of the network from the given input data. Okay. So in backward pass, what you basically do is you are trying to compute the error with respect to the expected outcome. And then you go back, you propagate back, that is back propagation is being done into the network. And then you do what is called updation of weights using some optimization techniques like gradient descent. Okay. So at each phase, what you do is you keep on updating the weights, okay, so that they actually are closer to the actual target, and you can minimize the errors. Okay, and then I said you can do it for any number of iteration. Okay, so till you achieve your objective, that is till we get error equal to 0, or it can be error can be closer to 0. So till there, or you can put a threshold value. Okay, so our objective will be to get error as less as possible. Okay, then we looked at the backward propagation algorithm. Okay, so this is where we stopped in the last class. So today I'll work out a small problem. Okay, so here we have a big network, and for that, one small, we have a network given here, and which is being worked out here in the slide, so that you can do it as an assignment. I will do another small network. I'll work out a small network. Both the forward pass and the backward pass. This is a similar manner. You can work out this. Don't just copy from here. You try to understand what I'm teaching in the class, and based on that, you do this and submit as an assignment. Okay. So let me take the network. Are you all listening? Or people are having breakfast?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So this is a small network which I intend to solve today. Okay. So it is having two input nodes, I1 . Okay, I1 and I2. Okay, then it has got one hidden node, H1. This is I1, this is I2. This is the hidden layer, H1, and this is the output layer, O1. Okay, so I1 is associated with a weight, W1. I1 to H1 is associated with a weight, W1. I2 to H1 is associated with a weight, W2, weight 2. And then H1 to O1 is associated with a weight, W3. Okay, so that's what. So these are the, two input layers, one hidden layer and one output layer. Okay, so now I need to introduce what is called a bias to each and every node. Okay, I need to introduce a bias. Okay, so to each and every node. Okay, so the value of the bias node will be 1. So that is already predefined. Okay, and so let me introduce a bias node. Okay, so I'm introducing a bias node with a value 1, and the weight of which is what is called B1. Okay, then I also introduce another bias node for which the weight is B2 and the value is 1. Okay, so this is already predefined. Okay, so each hidden node has to be in the hidden layer, whatever, or in the output layer. So, okay, so you can have more than one hidden layers. As the number of hidden layers increase, then the concept of your deep neural networks and other things come into picture. Anyway, that we are not bothered about in this particular unit. So next, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to treat the hidden node and your output node into, I'm going to cut it or classify the node into two parts. Okay, so I'm going to classify this node into two parts. Okay, so one part is called the net H1. Okay, and the other part is called out H1. Okay, so here it will be, this part is called net O1 and this part is called out O1. Okay, this is my output. Okay, so in the sense I'm cutting my hidden node into two parts. And again, my output node also I've cut into two parts. Okay, so from this side, whatever we address is called the net H1. First half is called the net value and the second half is called the out value. Okay, net value and out value. Okay, so net H1, out H1, and here net O1 and out O1. Okay, so that's what. Okay, so if I say net H1, it will be the left hand side part of it. So that is this side. Okay. Okay, so if I say net H1, it will be the left hand side. And if I say out H1, it will be the right hand side. Okay, so same way for the O1 node also, I have what is called the net H1 and out H1 values. Okay, so the final output, what comes, what you get is what is called the out O1. Okay, so coming out of your layer, that is out O1. Okay, so yeah, you can say the actual output. Okay, so there are two things. One is called out O1 and one is called O1. Okay, so O1 is actually the actual output, so which has to be noted. O1 is the actual output and out O1 is actually the output that is coming out of the layer. Coming out of the layer. Okay, so you have two things, out O1. You can see here out O1 and O1. Okay, O1 is actual output and out O1 is the output coming out of the layer. Okay, so now the error, how do we calculate the error? Okay, so the error is actually the difference between these two. The difference between these two. Error is basically calculated as, you can make a note of this, out O1 minus O1 the whole square. Okay, so this is actually the error. Okay, error E. Okay, so this is actually the architecture. Okay, so error is nothing but out O1 minus out O2. Okay, so this is the case when I have a single output, O1. Okay, so in case I have one more output, O2. So what will be that case? In case I'm having two outputs. So in that case, E1 will be, there will be two things, E1 and error 1 and error 2. Okay, so error 1 will be out O1 minus O1 the whole square, and your E2, error 2 will be out O2 minus O2 the whole square. Okay, so after that, you will calculate the total error as the average of these two, that is E1 plus E2 by 2. Okay, so that's what we call it as mean square error. Okay, so when you have many nodes, it will be MSSE, mean sum of mean square error. Okay, so that's regarding the architecture. Okay, so now for this architecture, like we will do the derivation part of it. Okay, I hope you have understood the architecture. Okay, so that's what this is all about. Okay, so this is, I mean, a small neural network with two input layers, a hidden layer, an output layer, and I'm introducing two bias. Bias should be associated with each node. So which has got a value 1 and a weight associated with it is B1 and B2. Okay, then yeah, I divided or rather classified the hidden node and output node into two parts. One part is called the net H1 and another part is called the out H1. Okay, so then we also looked into how the error is. Okay, so next, okay, now we will come to the actual working of it, the derivation part of it. Okay, let's try to solve this problem. How many are there in the class? 39. Where are the rest? All absent. Huh? Okay, those who are interested, you listen. That's it. What else can I say? Okay, so let's work it out. Okay, I have prepared, yeah, a little more clearer diagram for the case of working it out. Okay, so right. So this is the diagram. Okay, so now first I will write what is net H1. Okay, so net H1 will be what will be net H1? It will be I1 into W1 plus I2 into W2 plus 1 into B1. Okay, so this is my net H1. Okay, so now what will be my out H1? Net to H1 I've calculated. Then next is out H1. Okay, so when it comes to out H1, we need to look into what exactly is a transfer function or a activation function. So that's something which will translate your input signal into output signal. And those who have studied about neural networks and what was that subject name? Genetic algorithm, neurophagy and genetic algorithms as an elective. I don't know how many have taken up that. So they would have studied all these in depth. But then as far as we are taking it up as a part of AI, we don't have that much in depth. So I can just tell certain things on the surface level. Those who are interested in knowing about it in depth can take up some tutorials. Okay, because our time is limited. I need to do it from the examination point of view and as far as your syllabus is concerned. Okay, so for the time being, I'm just telling that we have a number of basically 3 to 4 types of activation functions like threshold function, sigmoid function, and the most popularly used function is what is called your sigmoid function. Okay, so when we take up this out H1, we need to look into what the transfer function is all about. So sigmoid function, the formula is sigmoidal function. Sigmoid function, the formula is we have 1 divided by 1 plus e to the power minus x. E to the power minus x. Okay, so this is actually the formula. So when you want to convert this into a sigmoid transfer function, then the output will be equal to this. That's what. So this is, let's say this is your, okay. So now when it comes to your out H1, so this will be in terms of your transfer function, it will be equal to 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus x. So minus x here, it will be, what will be minus x here? It will be net H1. Okay, so this will be the minus x part. Okay, so x will be net H1. Okay, so I will put it as e to the power minus net H1. Net H1. Okay, I will put it as in a, okay. Right, e to the power minus x will be net H1. Okay, so this will be my out H. Okay, so here x is nothing but your net H. Okay, so then I should calculate the next one. I have calculated, I found out what is net H1 and what is out H1. Next is net O1 and out O1. Okay, so net O1 net O1 will be equal to, now what is the input coming to your net H1? It is this one, your out H1 into your weight W3. So that is net, sorry, out H1 into W3 plus one more thing is there, this one, that is 1 into B2. Okay, so 1 into B2, my bias. Okay, then same way your out H1, sorry, out O1. Okay, so out H1 is over, now out O1. So again, your transfer function, sigmoidal function. So X getting replaced by, here it will be getting replaced by your, previously it was with net H1. It got replaced with net H1. So here it will get replaced with net O1. Okay, so the function is 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus x. So out here it becomes equal to 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus net O1. Okay, so that's what. Okay, so previous case it was net H1, here it is net O1. Okay, so what will be the error in this case? What will be the error in this case? Okay, so error will be, what is the formula what I gave? Error. So you can see here out O1 minus O1. Okay, out O1 is nothing but the output coming out from the layers, minus O1 is nothing but your actual output. Okay, so I'm using that. Okay, so out O1 minus actual O1, that is O1, okay, whole square. Okay, right, so that is the error. Okay, so in case the error is equal to 0, okay, then you can stop, or you can fix a threshold value. Let's say it's equal to 0.05. So if it is greater than 0.05, then you go back and continue with the backward propagation. Otherwise, try to reduce the error, okay, or see whether you have reached threshold value or you have made the error equal to 0 or something closer to 0. Okay, so fixing threshold is your wish. Okay, so now, so what have we done so far? Now we have constructed the network, constructed a network. So the network is having 3 layers. Okay, the first layer is what is called your input layer. Input layer. Then we have a hidden layer. Okay, second layer is what is called hidden layer. And the third layer is what is called your output layer. Okay, so in input layer, you are going to have all the data that you are going to give as input attribute. Okay, so yeah, this is the input layer. I can write it here, input layer. This is your hidden layer. And this is your output layer. Okay, so in your output layer, you are going to have the value that you are going to predict. So it can be a single variable or it can be a multiple variable. Okay, because some quantifiable variable. Okay, so in between you have your hidden layer here. Okay, so you can have one or more hidden layers. Okay, so if you increase the number of hidden layers, then it becomes a deep neural network. Okay, in that case, the accuracy of prediction may also be high. Okay, so then you associated bias with each and every node. Okay, so bias is also a weighted node. Okay, so the value is 1 predefined and the weights associated is B1 and B2. Okay, so first we did the forward pass. Okay, so first you do the forward pass. This is what is called your forward pass. Okay, so you with you calculated something called error. Okay, so if error equal to 0, okay, otherwise you can fix the threshold. Okay, I'm saying 20% of error means an error can be 0.2, then you can fix it, run the iterations till you achieve the goal. Okay, so in forward pass, you consider each node as having 2 parts. What are the two parts? One is net H1 and one is out H1. Okay, so and in forward pass, we also use the sigmoid activation function to convert your net H1 to out H1. Okay.
Ma'am, why sigmoid, ma'am, not softmax?
Which one?
Not softmax.
You have many activation functions, I think 3 to 4. I think the problem what we have done, because we are not, I told you in the beginning also, like we are not going to take it up in depth, like how you have done. I mean, I don't know how many of you have done that elective neurophagy and genetic algorithm. There you would have taken up a neural network in each unit and learned in depth. So from the examination point of view, the problem which is being worked out here, it has taken up sigmoid function, which is one of the most popular activation function or the transfer function. So that's the reason why I have taken up the same and working out with the same and not going into the other ones.
The
Okay.
problem is that the probability will go beyond 1 and below 0 now, ma'am, here.
Yes.
So that will give error prediction in the end. That's why we went to softmax.
The thing is, like, you need to compute it. Whatever is your threshold value. In case you fix a threshold value, you go up to that. Otherwise, try to make it somewhere equal to 0. Okay.
Suppose if you have a classification problem and both the answers come above 1, what will we choose from then for sigmoid?
Right now we are not going into that depth. Right now we are dealing with problems which will stay between your 0 and 1. Okay. So right now we are not, because we don't have time to do a variety of problems. I know this is only a part of your so-called neural networks, and we have a lot of constraints and other things. So we are just dealing with this as of now. Okay. Right.
Okay.
So the out H1 is actually the application of your sigmoid function. Okay, actually, if you have taken up, how many students have taken up your neurophagy and genetic algorithm in this class?
3, I guess, ma'am, from our class.
Only 3. Okay, are you one among that?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you would have learnt about something called a linearly separable problems and all, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, actually that should have been the starting point where I should start explanation, but then I cannot, because this is AI, subject is AI, and it's a small topic. There I have to explain. You would have learnt about your OR gate, XOR gate,
Yes, but
capacity
I'm
of your
talking
neuron.
inside of like normal neural networks, so conventional neural network or a normal neural network.
Yes. Okay, then actually you will be having a bigger picture compared to many others in the class right now. They will be just listening to what I am telling, and as of now, I can limit only to that. So actually, the discussion should start from there: the linearly separable functions, non-linearly separable functions, and XOR gate and OR gate. What cannot be solved with XOR gate? Then what do we should do? And then come to this. But then, unfortunately, I cannot. Right now, I'm limiting.
Okay, ma'am.
So out H1 is actually the application of a sigmoid function. Then let's go to the backward pass. Okay, backward pass. Okay, so backward pass means it's all about feeding the error, or you can say the loss backward in such a way that we can fine tune the weights based on that. Okay, so it's all about revising the weights so that your out R1 is equal to your O1. Okay, so that is O1 is the actual and out R1 is the output from the layer. Okay, so here we make use of what is called your partial differential equations. Partial differential equations. I think DO is a symbol which is being used for it. So as of now, we'll just use the letter called D rather than using that. Okay, so and this differential equations are being solved or being taken care by what is called a chain rule. Okay, so the differential equations are, I think, represented by D symbol. That's I think if you check the internet, you will see a swirly D, a D with a tail. Okay, the symbol is not available right now, so I'm using D. Okay, so it is not actually total differentiation; it's actually the partial differentiation. Okay, so we need to do differential D of total error. Okay, so let me put it as D total error with respect to, we'll start from the back, with respect to D differential of the W3. Okay, so I mean to do this calculation, we have to make use of what is called your chain rule. Okay, so have you learned about this chain rule in your neurophysics? The people who have done neurophysics?
Chain rule, basic calculus only, no, ma'am.
Yes, basic calculus. Yeah, forget about neurophysics. You would have learned in your basic calculus, differential calculus and basic calculus. Okay, so the same thing. Okay, so this will be equal to D total error with respect to partial differentiation of out over. And I'm going from back, starting from the left hand side. It's back propagation. Where is my thing? Okay, back propagation from here. Okay, D out O1 O1 into D out O1 with respect to what it gets influenced is partial differentiation of net O1, the one previous to it, net O1 multiplied by partial differentiation of net O1. What comes to the denominator goes to the numerator. That's what your rule is all about. Partial differentiation of net O1 with respect to differentiation of W3. Okay, so this is, yeah, so the partial differentiation with respect to out O1. Okay, so this out O1 goes to the numerator. Anyway, that is your chain rule. Chain rule. Okay, so that's what. So to perform this D total, partial differentiation of D total with respect to dW3, we are using the chain rule because there's no direct relationship between your D total error and dW3. Hence, you're using the chain rule. Okay, and then now, yeah, we need to do this for all the weights. Okay, so I mean, we need to look into all. I mean, the next one.
Ma'am, there is a recent publication also. There is one more relation, ma'am.
Mm.
That's this is actually the slope of what we are taking. So if we take the error slope, no, ma'am, that will be the same as what we are getting gradient. The
Can you
local gradient will get, ma'am.
can you just share that in the WhatsApp group for all of us to look
The
into it?
research paper, ma'am. I have to find it
Yeah.
in the internet, ma'am, where I read it.
Okay. Yeah. If you could share it, it'll be great.
Okay.
Because I have to look at this topic, especially all these machine learning topics with certain restrictions, with time restriction, and just from the examination point of view, I'll be looking into. Okay, it's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
possible to take up a lot. Okay,
Yes.
so yeah. So now where are we? So yeah, we worked it out. Next is, I mean, differentiation of your total with respect to your, let me say my bias, B2, B2. Okay, so okay, so what are the changes I need to do? This is correct. Then out O1 gets influenced by your, okay, out O1, it's net O1. Then what is the change which I have to do? This will become bias 2, right? Fine. So this is the next one with respect to my chain rule. Okay. So next I'm going to deal with my, so W3 is over, B2 is over. So next my W1. Okay. So starting from back, I mean from here, I need to go till W1. I need to back propagate. Okay. So so here we have a small change. I think not the W3. Okay, right, correct. Okay, so it will be total error by your O1 into net O1. So here, rather than B1, because we are going till W1. So let me not put it as B2. I'll put it as out H1 because we are going till W1. Out H1 into differentiation of, partial differentiation of out H1 by partial differentiation of net H1 multiplied by partial differentiation of what is it? Which one will become W1, right? W1. Okay. So what we basically did is wanted to change the total error with respect to weight W1. Okay. So to do that, we started with the total error, differentiated it with respect to out O1. Okay. Then differentiated it with respect to net O1. Okay. Then I took up net O1. Then I differentiated it with respect to out H1. Then I took out H1 and differentiated it with respect to net H1. And finally, what I did is net H1 with respect to W1. Okay, so the whole equation, that is your right hand side, about which I'm explaining, will give me the partial differentiation of total error at the numerator and d of W1, that is partial differentiation of W1 at the denominator. That's what d total error by dW1 of dW1. Okay, so next, what is pending for me? I need to do W2. W2, d of W2. Okay, so it's the same equation with a slight change. Okay. Okay, so right. Okay. Yeah, total error with respect to out O1. Out O1 with respect to net O1, net O1 with respect to out H1, then out H1 with respect to H1. Okay, so no, I was doing, no, but is it correct? Yes. So now what is pending? What is pending is your B1. B1 right. Yeah. Total error with respect to out O1. Out O1 with respect to net O1. Net O1 with respect to H1. H1 with respect to net H1. Okay. So next, yeah, now we have calculated all these things. So next actually is calculation of the revised weights. Okay. Calculation of you are revising the weights, revised weights. Okay, so let me call the revised weights. W1, I'll call it as W1 plus, W2 is W2 plus, B1 is B1 plus, B2 is B2 plus, and W3 is W3 plus. Okay, so there are 5 weights what we considered in this problem. Okay, so now you need to calculate the revised weights. Okay, so for that, what you do is you take the old weight. Okay, then so what you do is you subtract it from what is called you have a quantity called your learning rate. Learning rate is actually being given by the symbol called eta. I think it is being given somewhere in the slide. Let me show you that. Learning rate is eta. You can see here, this is eta. Okay, n with a tail, eta. It is actually the learning rate. learning rate. Okay, so this is again a value between 0 to 1. Okay, many problems we standardly take it as 0.5 or whatever. Okay, so that's what the learning rate. So what you basically do is you take the old weight and subtract it from the eta. That is your learning rate. Okay, so now my revised weights will be W1 plus, my W2 plus, your B1 plus, W3 plus, and B2 plus. Okay, so this W1 will be old weight minus this, that is a learning rate, eta. I don't have the symbol, I'll just put it as eta itself, eta of my this part, that is differentiation of total error by dW1. Okay, so this is my revised weight. Same way I do it for W2. Okay, then I put it for W3, or I put it in the order how I put it, B1, then W3, W3, and then my B2. Okay, so in backward propagation, what you're basically doing is you are revising the weights with respect to your algorithm. Okay, so that is by making use of your chain rule. Okay, that's what you have done. Okay, so now one forward pass and one backward pass is over. Okay, now what you have to do is now you need to perform the forward pass again. Now forward pass again, once again. So what do I do? I already have done this forward pass. Okay, so I can just revise the weights as W1 plus, W2 plus, W3 plus. I have already computed the forward pass. This is, I mean, I'll just copy it down. Okay, so I'll copy this down. Okay, and then just revise the weights alone. Okay, so W1, I will put it as W1 plus. W2, I'll put it as W2 plus. Bias also B1 plus. Okay, so then out H1. Okay, here, yeah, it is out H1. Then here it is net H1, net O1. Okay, so W3 plus and the bias B2 plus. Right, fine. Okay, so now I have revised. So now after this, when you compute the error, again you need to compute the error. Okay, so MSE, your mean square error. So you need to compute the error. When you compute the error, so this will be lesser than the previous iteration. Okay, this will be lesser than the previous iteration. Okay, so you continue in the same manner and keep reducing the error. Okay, so when it's being asked for the examination, okay, so you are expected to do one pass, maybe revise the weights, and then do one or two iterations, reduce the error and show. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you with respect to your backward propagation. Okay, so now I'll give you another problem. By the time I take attendance, I want you to work it out the problem, do the same derivation. Okay, do the derivation part, how I have done the backward pass and the forward pass, first the forward pass, then the backward pass, revise the weights, and then compute it again, and so that you get the flow how it happens. Okay, so that is one exercise when I take the attendance. Then I want all of you, there is an example here with the numerical values here. Okay, so this is with the numerical values. So this you can go through it. Okay, the equations and other things I've taught you. For this network, you can go through this and do this. Don't just copy by blindly from the PPT. Do this and submit as an assignment in the GCR. Okay, so now I'll give you the next problem. Okay, so this is the one which I have worked out right now. I taught you this and I worked it out, how to calculate the error in the forward pass, then how to do the backward propagation, then revise the weights and do the computation and to reduce the errors. Okay, so now I'll give you another problem with one, let's say I'm having one input node, say I1, okay, and I'm having two hidden nodes, H1 and H2, okay, and then I'm having two output nodes, O1 and O2. Okay, so when you have two output nodes also, I told you how to compute the error. It should be the average. It should be E1 and E2. Okay, both the case you should compute the average as E1, compute error as E1 and E2 and then take the average. Okay, so I1, yeah. Okay, so I need to introduce a bias, right? I need to introduce what is called a bias to each node. So let me introduce a bias to the node. Okay, so the bias will always have a value 1. Okay, so then another bias node. Okay, right. Then let me complete the connections. Okay, so this, the weight associated with this is W1. Then here we have what is called W2. Then this can be your W3 and this can be your W4. Okay, W4 and this can be W5, the different weights. Okay, so for the bias nodes, let me put the weights as B1, B2 and B3. So this can be B1, this can be B2, okay, this one can be B3 and this one can be B4. Okay, so this is the network which is being given to you, network being given to you. Then what is the first step? You will have to cut the hidden nodes and output nodes. Okay, so do you do the derivation for the forward pass and backward pass? Okay, so you need to cut this, O1, okay, again O1, O2, so net O1, out O1, net H1, out H1, net H2, out H2, net O1, out O1, net O2 and out O2, and then you proceed with the computations. Okay, so for this diagram, so you do this and submit by the time I take the attendance. I hope all of you are listening to it, listening and trying to do it. Okay, you can take a pic and put it in the WhatsApp when I'm taking the attendance. Okay, so meanwhile, let me take the attendance. Someone can take it, put it in the WhatsApp, please. Okay, answer your attendance. Shruti?
Present, ma'am.
Ryan?
Present, ma'am.
Hope all of you are doing. I want you to do this. Okay, derive this. Derive this. Okay, for this is the one which I have worked out. The same manner you do it for the network which I have given you. Okay, so for exam, it is up to you to introduce the bias and reconstruct the network or do the architecture accordingly. So out here, for the understanding sake, I have put it. Okay, so 15. Aditya?
Present, ma'am.
Sudha?
Present, ma'am.
Sanjay Kumar,
Present, ma'am.
Deepanshu,
Present, ma'am.
Vishal. Is anybody putting any message in the text window? No, right? Vishal is absent.
No, I'm present, ma'am.
Vishal is present. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Srinjay,
Present, ma'am.
Mohammed Fasil,
Yes, ma'am.
Nitish,
Present, ma'am.
Dilip. Dilip 13, 38. Okay, noted. 46, Shruti. 48, Nitin.
Yes, ma'am.
54, Manikanta.
Yes, ma'am.
Ankit.
Present, ma'am.
58, Himanshu. 58, okay. Atul.
Present, ma'am.
Neharika.
Present, ma'am.
Sai Hemant. Srinidhi. Is Srinidhi there in class? Srinidhi is there in class? No. Okay, only Sai Hemant is there. Noted. Fine. Nitish.
Present, ma'am.
Darshini.
Present, ma'am.
Fatima.
Present, ma'am.
Sai Satish.
Present, ma'am.
Are you doing the problem? Sai Satish is doing the problem.
Yes.
No. Yes. Please. I'll show the previous working. I hope you have a picture of this. Somebody has put it in the WhatsApp. So this is for you to understand what the calculations are all about. Okay. Right. Not for this diagram. I assume that all of you have made a note of this neural network. Then if you have forgotten how to do the forward pass and backward pass, I have put it out here. Okay. 132, Santosh.
Present, ma'am.
133,
Present, ma'am.
Akansha.
Present, ma'am.
143.
Present, ma'am.
Yeah, Nityashri. Okay, noted. 145,
Present, ma'am.
Jairam.
Present, ma'am.
Jairam has done neurophagy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So he'll be able to help your other classmates.
I'll try, ma'am.
Because I know you would have studied it in one full unit. How many units did you have about neural networks?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
How many units of neural networks did you have in that particular subject? 2 units? You don't remember?
Oh, no, 3, ma'am.
3 units. 3 units of neural network. Okay. So you should be having a very big picture of how it is. I know I swallowed many things, but then you can't help it. As far as our AI is concerned, we have to restrict. 147, Mona. Okay. 148,
Present, ma'am.
Yeah. Ragul Raj.
Present, ma'am.
Sanjay Nambiar.
Present, ma'am.
Lokeshwar.
Yes, ma'am.
Kishore.
Yes, ma'am.
169, Sai Prakash.
Present, ma'am.
Naren.
Present, ma'am.
Arjun.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. 185, Yogeshwaran. Yogeshwaran is there? Okay, noted. 190, Shrija. Shrija was the first person to connect in class today. After that, he left for the day.
Ma'am, she's having network issues, I think.
Okay, noted. Fine. Roshendran.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. 194, Shruti.
I'm 190%.
Okay, Shrija, noted Shrija. What about 194, Shruti is there? 196, Manikanta.
Present, ma'am.
197,
Present, ma'am.
Irfan.
Present, ma'am.
Every alternate day you are on leave. 201, Rajadurai.
Present, ma'am.
2, Tarun Kumar.
Present, ma'am.
242,
Present,
Tilak,
Present,
Divya. Yeah, Divya. Divya is there? No response. Gunashekar.
Present, ma'am.
Gunashekar noted. Manitarun.
Present, ma'am.
Shaji.
Present, ma'am.
Shaji finished working out?
No, ma'am.
No. Did you understand at least 80%?
Somewhat, ma'am.
Somewhat. You should go through this. Go through this and work it out. And I will, for this also, for the problem what I said, take a picture of this and put it in the WhatsApp, Shaji. And then I'll share a link for this also in your GCR. After that, I'll give you.
Ma'am, 245 present.
Who is it? 240?
Ma'am, 245 present. Ma'am.
45.
245.
Okay, Divya. Plus the other problem also. What is there in the PPT? What is the next hour actually? Second next hour?
Pilot is ma'am.
Okay, then you leave. Ma'am will not give. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.